Hello, Julie from the Heart of Feather Heart Temple YouTube site, 4/3/2016. One of the things that's been on my mind is this thought that I always knew from a very young age that we were being taught lies about our history here on the planet. When I was in third grade, the teacher would say, "Get your history book out," and every time she said that, I would get very angry because I knew she was going to be teaching us lies. How I knew? I don't know. I just knew it. So I decided one day that I was going to take a stand, and as soon as she asked us to get our history books out, that was when I was going to make my stand. So she asked us to get our history books out, and I stood up and I shouted, "You are teaching us nothing but lies." And I whipped the book airborne. It hit the wall and slammed into the floor, and I shouted again, "You are teaching us nothing but lies." Of course, the teacher was surprised, and you could hear the other children in the classroom giggling because they were shocked as well. The teacher came over to me and took me out into the hallway and asked me to explain to her how I knew she was teaching me lies. I didn't know how I knew. I didn't know how to explain it. It was something that I just knew. Well, I was punished, so I never did it again. But when I went out into the playground after class was over, a few of the students, my fellow classmates, came up to me and wanted me to do it again because they were angry as well, because they had a knowing too that they were being taught lies. Now, as that I'm older, I understand it a little bit more. I still have no idea how I know, but a wise person once said that our history is written by those who have conquered us. So of course they're going to have a slant towards them, the conquerors. And of course they're not going to tell us the truth. And they say those who don't know history, these aren't my words, those who don't know history are doomed to repeat it. But what if you are being taught a lie? What if most of your life you were taught a lie or lies about history? Wouldn't it be that they are in essence dooming us to repeat history? And who are they? I don't think they want us to know who they are. It's hidden with little masks. And in history, they don't talk about German slavery or Irish slavery. No, they focus on another slavery to make sure that we are all divided amongst one another. So ask yourself why they would lie to us or teach us a lie. I guess the one part of it would be so that we are doomed to repeat history, if that is in fact a truth. But what if they were trying to hide something else? And when they focus on African American slavery, they are taking us away from the awareness that right here and now, as I am speaking on this video camera to you on YouTube, every single one of us is a slave on a slave plantation. It just took a different form. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what culture you come from. In one way or another, we have all been made slaves. And let me tell you something. The slave master is not the president, and I certainly don't think that the slave master is the government. I think those are all fronts for something else. And they don't want us to know the truth about history, because then we might be able to remember who they are, the enslavers of humanity. Because I don't think this is something that they just planned up. And I don't think it was a human being or a group of human beings that planned this up. They aren't smart enough. You all have to admit out there is no person on this planet that is smart enough to create such an enslavement system to the point that everything is covered on the planet. Every point of escape is closed off, including what's in the mind. So maybe, just maybe, we need to find out who they are. And I don't think they're aliens. I think that might be a front or a cover story for them. But one thing I think, and I almost know this for sure, they're not human, and they don't like human beings. So that tells me something very important about them. Have a beautiful day, beautiful people on the planet.